Hey, 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 Kharisma here. Welcome back to Kharisma Daily. A family strolling along for the usual morning walk discovered an abandoned baby with the umbilical cord still attached. Before I get into that story, I'm going to share with you some stats. Even though every time I hear a story like this in the news, it always shocks me. But this is not nothing new. Apparently, according to the National Safe Haven Alliance, an organization which really advocates for the prevention of abandoned babies, they say that every year infants are illegally abandoned in the US. In 2021, 31 babies were placed in dumpsters, found in backpacks, or discarded in other dangerous locations. 22 of these infants were found deceased. 73 babies were saved by the Safe Haven laws in 2021. Now, the National Safe Haven is an alliance which is a nonprofit organization committed to providing safe alternatives to women and parents to prevent harm or even death of babies. Now, 2022 abandonments. In Alaska, a mother leaves a newborn in a box with a note on the street, but the baby survived. In New Mexico, a mother is seen on video tossing a bag into a dumpster. Baby later found in that bag by people searching dumpster for goods. Thank goodness, but the baby survived. In Illinois, a baby was found deceased in a duffel bag out front of a fire station in freezing temperatures. And in Nebraska, a baby was found in a blanket on the side of a road after the mother gave birth and abandoned the infant. The mother was found nearby and the baby survived. And it goes on and on and on. Now, those are only some of the stats where babies are abandoned, but they are abandoned throughout North America and in different parts of the countries, but we're mainly focused on North America and the US. Now, it's a very sad situation when a mother gives birth to a child and just discards of the baby. Like there's so many things that you can do if for whatever reason that you've given birth to this child and you can't provide for or whatever reason that you feel that you need to abandon your child. But we're going to get into some of that after this video. So I'm going to share this video with you with the family walking along and discovering the baby abandoned. Take a listen.
Harris County Sheriff's deputies are looking for the man who abandoned a newborn baby near a walking trail in Katy. The child was found by a couple along Casa Martin Drive in Bear Creek as they were walking with their daughter. Julissa Garza spoke to that couple and joins us live with what they had to say. Julissa.
Marcelino, the family is still in shock tonight, as you can imagine, and they tell me the image of the newborn wrapped in a towel with her umbilical cord still attached is still in their heads, but they're just glad that she's okay. Saturday morning, Daniela Fedele decided to take a walk with her family before it got too hot outside, something they do often.
Went down, the street, Casa Martin, over the little bridge and then we turned left, going towards greenhouse.
On their way back home, they noticed a towel on the ground, their 3-year-old daughter riding her bike towards it. They quickly realized what was there.
And I noticed 2 little feet moving, and then my husband was right behind me with the dogs, and I yelled to my husband, I'm like, oh my God, a baby, and then my husband like, call 911, call 911. And that's what we did.
Surveillance video from a neighbor shows the moment Daniela and her husband spotted the newborn baby, rushing to help.
Once my husband went ahead and picked up the baby, he found the nearest tree right there at that house down the street. He found a little shade.
She says they were in shock, and as a mom, it's difficult to understand why someone would do this.
This image has been going on through my head so many times, and this is how can you do that? I was shocked, I was mad, I was upset.
But she's thankful they were at the right place at the right time.
I don't know, made us go for a walk this morning. We usually do, but sometimes, you just don't want to do it. Things happen. But this morning we're like, no, let's go ahead and, get out.
And wants to share this message.
There is options. I mean, you can drop it off at a fire station, a police station, a hospital. I don't know, like do some, but don't leave the baby.
Thank God that family was there.
Exactly.
Julissa, has the sheriff's office said anything about the person who left this baby on the ground?
Well, Marcelino, the sheriff's office did share a description of the man that they're looking for. They say that he is a young Hispanic or white male who is slim with a fair complexion. They say he was wearing a black shirt and possibly gray pants. If you have any information, you're asked to call the sheriff's office or Crime Stoppers. Live in Northwest Harris County, Julissa Garza, KHOU 11.
Tonight, Harris County Sheriff's deputies are looking for the man who abandoned.
There you have it. What a sad story. You seen on the video, you see the man placing the baby on the ground and running away. As the lady who found the baby, she said, you could have left it at a fire station, a hospital, but he chose to leave it on the ground in the heat. The weather today or a couple of days ago, even so, was even so much hotter. And you choose to leave a baby who was just born with the umbilical cord still attached on the ground out of, thank God for this family that was walking around, and she listened to her intuition and decided to go for a walk, because God knows what would have happened to that child. I mean, there's so many options, so many safe options. If you think you cannot take care of the child that you've brought into this world, you could have taken it to the hospital. You could have tell a family relative, whatever the situation is, there is no reason or excuse why you should be abandoning a baby or a child in these conditions. Like, you just want the child. You didn't actually, you know, take the life of the child, but you're putting the child's life in harm's way because you're not really thinking about the safety of that child. If you're going to leave it in some deserted space or just leave it in a dumpster or put it in a backpack and throw it away, like, a life is precious and we don't value life anymore. We really don't. As human beings, we don't. We can take a lesson from animals, because when they give birth to their offspring, they protect that offspring as much as possible. They try to protect it from harm. But we as human beings, we don't value life anymore, and it's really, really sad. But I'm glad that that child has been saved, and it's now, I believe, it's at the hospitals and being looked after. And I pray that they find this man who abandoned the child. And God only knows what's happening with the mother who gave birth, because clearly she did not seek medical attention. She delivered that child at home. Only God knows. So we don't know what's happened to her. And I pray that the full story will come to light, and then the man who's abandoned this child would be punished for abandoning a newborn baby. Let me know your thoughts. Have you ever experienced something like this? What do you think about this? Do you think he was justified in leaving the child? I mean, that's a ridiculous question I even have to ask. But to me, there's no reason why anyone should be abandoning a baby. I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care and bye for now.